Amanda's suppressed immune system means she's virtually confined to home in an attempt to minimise the risk of infections. Understandably, renovations have gone on the back burner. You know what it's like. You just wish somebody would come along with a magic wand and make it all happen for you. So I've been told that Amanda is out the back and we're about to surprise her with that magic wand she's been waiting for.
Alan, how are you? And you must be Amanda. Hello, Amanda.
Hi.
Great to meet you both. You surprised to see us?
I am, yeah.
I'd be lying if your beautiful husband wasn't in on this.
Yeah, something's planned.
And we know that you've been working on your renos inside the house, but the backyard's been the last piece of the puzzle.
Yeah.
Well, we've got the whole team coming, so...
Oh, wow.
No, she's worth it, definitely.
Thank you.
This is going to be a huge task. So, as the saying goes, many hands make light work. Well, that's the theory. This is Jason, this is Scarlett.
Hello, Scarlett.
Say hi.
Nice to meet you, Princess.
Graham, Tara, Adam,
Hello.
Amanda, Alan, and little Max.
Hello.
Hi, how are you? Hi. Gosh, you do look excited.
Hey.
You know how we like a blank canvas?
Yeah.
Wow, we've got that. Oh, it's unbelievable. Do you want to maybe tell everyone about, because this is quite new. You've done this, haven't you?
Yeah, it's a fresh slab ready for a patio area.
Oh. Patio area, so a bit of outdoor entertaining.
Nice.
And what do you want in your yard? You want somewhere to play? Yeah, somewhere to play? Max just wants to get out there now. He wants to join in the fun. Why don't you two actually go and have a rest for a couple of days and take it easy?
Sounds great.
Come
Thank
back
you.
and see a whole new backyard.
Wow.
Yeah? Beautiful.
So, Al, what do you think they're going to do to the backyard?
Oh, it's a mystery. I don't know, it's exciting, whatever it's going to be.
Very exciting, but yeah. About doing it.
With Amanda's health issues, home is very much their castle. Which is why we're determined to create an outdoor entertaining and play area they'll never want to leave. And considering what this family have been through in the last few years, this is the least we can do. Adding to Amanda's kidney problems, she has lupus, an autoimmune disease. So it was somewhat of a miracle when young Scarlett came into the world, earlier than anticipated, but best for Amanda.
Safest way was to get Scarlett out, and safest for me that she'd come out at 29 weeks.
29 weeks?
Yeah.
So what size is she at 29 weeks?
She was 1.1 kilos.
Wow.
Yeah.
And 20 months later, Max was delivered by caesarean section. Again, prematurely, because the pregnancies had taken their toll on Amanda's kidney function.
It was 680 grams.
680 grams.
Yeah, at this time. It's like a small Coke bottle.
Oh, that's extraordinary.
Yeah.
What Amanda went through to have these babies left her needing dialysis and ultimately a kidney transplant. But finally, life is getting back to normal after a rocky few years for everyone. So you're right, they are absolutely gorgeous people, which is why we've got to do something really special for them.
Yeah, definitely. Well, Alan said he wanted a patio out here.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking of extending this garage with a pergola.
Oh, yeah, nice.
And then Amanda's going to have some shade to sit
Gorgeous.
under. But definitely. But there's so much room here. The kids will still have heaps of room to play.
And you know, that's so good, because if we can open up this door, maybe we can make this a special place for Amanda, something of her own. I know they don't park cars in here, so she can watch the kids while they're playing and just shut the door down at the end of the day.
See, that is a top idea because she actually loves a recycled fashion and at the moment the clothes are taking over the entire house.
What I like most is it's an old school backyard. It's a big block of land. So I can take up a lot of that and I'm going to build a play venture area, something the size that you'd see in a local park.
Well, I tell you what, it's not going to do itself, so let's get going.
Oh, okay, right, done.
Tackle the mud.
All our plans are an attempt to bring the world to Amanda, so she doesn't feel like she's missing out. Now, Amanda's into upcycling fashion, but given her health, it has to be done at home. And yes, the house is full of clothes. So we're going to transform the garage into Amanda's very own studio space.
Smells like grease.
Hey, it's not a bad space.
Good, isn't it?
It's pretty cool.
I love the beams.
Love the beams, and I actually don't even mind timber on the walls.
Cute, isn't it? We could keep that. The colour's good. We could make this light bright, white.
Yeah.
Keep the timber.
Hide the sarking.
Yeah, and we can reuse this.
Reuse it? Have you seen this end?
You know I like rustic.
There's rustic and there's seriously rustic.
I think this is good. This is a keeper in the timber. Yeah?
Perfect.
Okay.
Coming out.
Ads.
Oh, gee.
Don't interrupt you. I can tell you're busy.
No, you're right.
You know how Amanda has to live a really healthy lifestyle as a matter of necessity?
Yeah.
I've been thinking herb garden, a really serious herb garden.
I like the sound of it. What are you thinking?
I just happen to have a drawing.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, plant a box across the front.
Yeah.
Okay, and then some seating. Sit back, relax, and then a wall of herbs.
I'm all over it, G. I've got it.
Oh, you're a good man. Go for it.
To patch up the concrete. Yeah. Get into it, Chase. As you can see, nothing's going to stop us from getting this job done.
He's got a nerve, isn't he?
All right, so here's our plan. I've just got little G there marking out the edges. I can go around and get them nice and flat. We're using the existing cubby house, but throwing in some more real estate. And get 2 more cubby houses and connect them with bridges so you can get from A to B to C without touching the ground, which is very important if you've got a rogue crocodile in your backyard. So around the outside of the whole play area for the 2 little kids, we're going to put a track and softball. Now, even though it's softball, it needs a firm footing. That's why we're going to go about 100 mil deep all the way around the outside with this crusher dust, just like the stuff that you'd put as your sub base underneath paving. Once you've got the crusher dust down, you've got to whack it until it's firm. Now, to make the backyard even more inviting, we need to install some shade. So Graham's got the job of finding some established trees, and to plant them, he's going to need some big holes. And out the front, it looks like Adam's pergola timber's just arrived.
Look at that, straight off the back of the truck. Everything we need to build this pergola all in one package. Made to order, pre-cut, ready for you to assemble. Let's rip into it. Now, you do need to be a little bit handy to put one of these together, but with the Softwoods custom kit, literally everything is here, from the timber to the fixings to the roof. But you might need a mate to help you out. Now, before I put a post in the ground or the perimeter beams up, the first thing I'm going to do is paint all this timber, because it's a lot easier and safer to do while I'm on the ground rather than being up in the air. Looks like Jason's got a good start. I'm ready to get a start on this pergola too. So these modular systems are great. You can see that it comes with the plan view, and then we've got our elevations as well. For the placement, I'm going to be lining up with this existing garage. So you can see that I pulled this string line through to give us a line to work to, and that's where I'm going to be setting the posts out, and then I'll take all my measurements off that. All right, now we're ready to put these posts in, and they'll just slip into the stirrup. Make sure that you've got your checkout facing the right way, and then we'll plumb it up and fix it in place. Throughout all of Amanda's health problems, her mum Lynn has been there doing all she could to help.
Hard work?
Well, you know, giving it a red hot crack. But I tell you what, I reckon you've got to be up for Nanny and Mother of the Year.
Thank you.
Because obviously you've been a big support to
Thank you, yeah.
Amanda and Alan. Yeah.
Yeah, I need somebody,
Yeah.
you know. She's gone through a lot.
Yeah.
She's a very strong girl. We'll get there.
Yeah, it's been a long journey.
Long journey.
Keep up the good work, Lynn.
Thank you very much,
All
Adam,
right.
and team.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Woohoo! It looks better.
It looks so much better.
Well, we're lucky because Amanda's already got sarking up here. It's got insulation in it,
Yeah.
so it's going to help keep it cooler. And that's just cosmetic.
Yeah, but how much better does it look having it sort of a bit cleaner as opposed to, you know, the sarking hanging down low?
Yeah, so once we spray it white, the whole thing will just kind of disappear and it'll just look really nice.
It's going to be so fresh in here.
With the team hard at it, I'm on the hunt for mature trees for Amanda and Alan's bare backyard. And I've come to Alpine Tree Movals, and it looks like I'm spoiled for choice. These guys grow their own stock, but they also rescue mature trees that are no longer wanted. Yeah, how are you?
Good, mate. How are you?
We go for a ride? They've really come on well, haven't they? Laurie's helping us out with some super advanced trees. Big trees don't come with a small price tag, but just think, they've been sitting around growing for between 5 to 10 years. What we're looking for, Laurie, I want some narrow, upright trees, easy care, no maintenance, just beautiful, and let in a bit of sunshine.
Yeah, well, I think you've come to the right spot here. You've got this beautiful variety called Fraxinus urbanite. And,
that's one of the ashes?
Yeah.
Have one of those?
Yep, absolutely.
Sure?
Done.
I have loved this tree since I was a teenager.
It's beautiful. The golden ash, small tree, handles the heat fairly well as well.
Now, this would be pretty good, I think, for our garden.
Yeah, there's Acer October Glory.
October Glory, so it's got autumn foliage and then spring foliage.
Yeah.
It's a beauty. Love it. Okay, well, that's my shopping done. Thank you very much. I'll see you back at location. You know where to go?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, good man.
Amanda and Alan and the two kids have a beautiful sized backyard. They've already got a cubby house, but I'm going to add to it. Not once, but twice, giving them 3 cubby house. In other words, 3-bedroom house in the backyard. Well, that's the one they've got. So to add to that, I'm going to put a couple of these in. Should I get Scarlett and Max, or Max and Scarlett, or 2 kids arguing? You get them exactly the same. 2 of these bad boys. So that path that I've built right around, kind of like a kidney shape, is going to get a lot of traffic, whether it be running, skipping, riding, you name it. I'm going to cover it with softball. It's the stuff you find in council playgrounds, which is soft underfoot. And fellas, it's the stuff you find out the front of pubs where they drop the kegs. They'll be restocking when I'm finished.
All right, while the boys crack on with the pergola, I'm going to get on to Graham's edible wall. Now, I love this build because it's nice and simple. If you can make a square frame and a mini stud wall, you can basically do this whole build. Now, you'll remember on the picture that we're going to go planter boxes and then the stud walls behind for the feature. And that's what I'm starting on, is the planter boxes. They're going to be 3 high, and we're using eco-friendly treated pine sleepers for them. That means it's going to be nice and safe for the kids to eat all those beautiful plants that Graham's going to be putting in. Just need to make sure that you pre-drill your holes first. It'll make life nice and simple. Now, I wasn't lying when I said this build is simple. You can see that the planter boxes have butt joins. This mini stud wall is exactly the same. It's just timber butted together, and I'm using these bugle screws to hold everything in place.
Beautiful. They're our trees.
I don't think I've ever seen Graham so excited about trees before.
Woo! Sorry, Tara.
Are you serious?
Excuse us, sorry.
What is this, Graham?
That's a golden ash.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Whoop,
Wait.
whoop. There she goes.
There you go, Adam. It's all yours now.
Graham,
Next.
this is unbelievable.
Moving through.
I've heard of a mature plant, but this thing's an absolute tree, mate. It's huge.
This is only the beginning. You've got 2 more to come.
Stand it up there.
Now, with these big trees, mate, there's a lot of talk about their orientation in the nursery and then in the garden. Do you abide by that?
Yeah, obviously a tree will grow better on the north-facing side where it's got a lot more sun.
Yes.
And you'd want to plant it on that side so it doesn't get sun damage, like sunburn.
So always plant your tree in the same direction it's been grown in. That way, it'll do really well. I'm a bit fussy when it comes to planting trees. Doesn't matter what size they are. Firstly, that's the grafting union there, so the rootstock is different to what's above ground, so you don't want the soil covering that up. And even in a big tree like this, just have a bit of a saucer, so when it does rain, it's all going to be captured and go straight down into the root ball.
Right, we're ready to put our walls in, which is going to create some privacy, but more importantly, make it an edible wall. And the good thing about this system is you can make it as big or as small as you want because it's all modular. So you can have 1 box, you can have 2 boxes, or you can have 20 boxes. we're cladding some of the screens with lime wash panels. And to break it up, we're covering the rest with bamboo. And then once we get it in place, we're finishing off with a metal mesh at the front. That way, Graham can put some climbers on. It'll look great. Good work, boys. Keep it coming. Just watch yourself, buddy.
Before Amanda's garage was wasted space, but now it's ready to be turned into a studio, starting with the bench we found.
All right, Tara, you promised me that we're going to turn this into something fabulous.
It's going to be
and
so
I'm
beautiful.
fascinated to know what that's going to be.
All right, number one,
Yep.
if you have an old workbench like this at home, complete with vice, it's worth money. We're going to save this. We're going to repurpose this into a nice little sorting bench for the swap shop for Amanda.
Beautiful. So we're getting rid of the old chipboard.
Yeah, chipboard has to go. I'm going to do a mosaic panel.
Tiles?
Buttons and tiles. Buttons,
I love that.
But basically I want a contrasting material, something that just creates this band of colour down the centre, and then we'll just wax up the edges. Be good as new. Amanda's mum, Lynn, has come up with the goods. She's very kindly donated her entire button collection for Amanda's brand new bench. Now, before I get started with this, what I need to do is fill in the bench. So I've got some aluminium angle, which I've had cut to size. This just gets screwed at either end. And then to fill in this section, I'm using plywood. For the next layer, a sheet of fibro will give it more strength. And because it's porous, I'm sealing it with diluted bondcrete. Lynn's buttons mixed with the little glass tiles is going to turn this old workbench into a work of art. Just the combination of the old buttons with the beautiful glass tiles just sits so well with the old timber. I think this is a really fabulous, unique piece of furniture now. With a final grout polish and beeswax on the timber frame, this table will really come to life.
Okay, remember the soft fall that I picked up at Bunnings? Well, we're going to put that down over the track we've prepared. And if you can handle a trowel, this is a DIY job. Now, the reason why this stays together is because of that binding agent. Now, that binding agent on your skin is no good, and on your tools is no good either. So, in each little kit comes some of this lubricant. And you have to keep reapplying it. You'll feel when it starts to stick, especially on these steel blades. You need to lay it about 15 mil thick over the base of compacted crusher dust. It'll take about 6 hours to set.
As you can see, things are really taking shape on our first big makeover of the year. Well done, guys. Nancy, I love the convenience of a roller door, but there's no doubting it's pretty ugly, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Introducing
The French
new French doors.
They're beautiful, Tars. Very
aren't
nice.
they? So I need you to help me to make this happen. I know you've got a lot on your job list to do, so...
Yeah. You need the door gone? Go, mate. It's a two-man job because it's not only heavy, it's spring-loaded. So to be safe, we're strapping it up to stop it unravelling.
Love a little bargain. What do you think of the wardrobes?
I actually really like them. I can't believe you got two.
A matching pair online, $40 each.
Wow.
I think white's good anyway. They just need to freshen up,
Yeah.
so another coat of that. But for the inside, I think we could do better. So that's the chosen colour.
Okay, I thought that might be the case.
It's called luck.
Luck. Well, let's hope luck is lucky for us.
We don't need any luck.
That's what I like to see, more greenery. Extending out from Amanda's new studio, we're putting in a flat pack pergola. Now that we've got the post for our pergola up, I can get on to making the main roof structure. Now, just like we painted all this timber before we put it up in the air, we're going to do the same with these gable frames. So I've got one set out and I'm using the collar tie to fix it all together. Once this one's finished, I'll then use this as a template to make the rest of them. Our pergola gable frames are finished and we're ready to put these beams up. Once the beams are up, it's time to put our pre-assembled gables in place. What a spectacular living space we're creating.
It's crazy busy here today. Everyone has a job to do, but there are a few little things I need doing inside. I've called in Air Tusker to help me out. kids' toy room could do with a complete declutter, and all of the home's Venetian blinds could do with a professional clean. Logging onto the AirTasker app makes finding a helping hand in the local area super easy. No matter how unusual a job it is, there's bound to be someone out there to do it. Hi Kelly, hi Grant. Oh, thank you so much.
I love decluttering. I do a lot of it for AirTasker.
Venetian blinds, the jobs that everyone hates to do.
Exactly right, yes. The last thing on the list, no one likes to do Venetian blinds.
Kelly and Grant charge by the hour, and we agreed up front on the AirTasker app that both of these jobs should take around 2 hours in total. So I'll leave them to it and pop back later when they're done.
Mate, this is fantastic. I love it.
I was just following your plan.
Even better, mate. You've done a better job than my plan. This is exactly what I was hoping you'd build. All it needs now is a layer of geofabric and it'll be ready for the soil.
Oh, thank you so much.
Oh, hi.
This looks
great. All done.
That's okay.
So quick.
I know.
Yeah.
Beautiful. This is going to give the guys a fresh space to come home to. Thank you so much.
Hey, you're welcome.
Look at this. I want to stay and play. Look at this. Gosh, leave you guys alone for 5 minutes. It's amazing.
You like it?
Yeah. It's so cute. Well, I love it. I know Amanda's going to love it. It's amazing how quickly this has progressed. It's beautiful.
How good's this feature wall, the
This
edible
is
wall?
All edibles.
Edible wall. Well, Graham promises me that it will be.
If you just finish it and stop yakking.
Do you know what my favourite thing is? The fact that you've tied it in with inside. So when Amanda opens the French doors, it's just got this beautiful flow. So all of the cross beams here all the way. Oh,
Definitely.
so good. And it's big.
It's huge. Plenty of shade, plenty of room for the kids to play.
Yeah.
And plenty of food to eat. Now I've got to keep going because Graham's going to get upset with me. All right.
Hey, yakety yak.
Seriously, the teamwork here is fantastic on one of our largest makeovers ever. With a day to go on Alan and Amanda's big makeover, we have a lot of work ahead of us. The pergola gables are almost up, but the only plants that have got into the backyard so far are the trees, but not for long.
Viburnum is one of my favourite screens, not necessarily a hedge, because I don't like getting the shears or the petrol trimmer onto it because it's got such a big leaf. What I like to do is just go through and pinch out the heads to keep the plant smaller. That way you don't have any ripped or torn leaves, and everywhere you snip one of these off, the viburnum will start to thicken up. The deliveries just keep coming, and this time it's for me. Yep, the cubbies are here. Cubbies come as a flat pack. Putting them together is a DIY job, but we're short of time, so these blokes are going to help us speed up the process. Danny's like, that's the world's biggest doghouse. In some parts of Sydney, this is the size of the houses you're buying these days. Careful, guys, she's a bit frisky. Now this here, oh boy, is going to be the crocodile nest. We're going to plan it out. It'll look a little bit like a sandpit, but it'll look more like, say, somewhere where you'd find this little beauty in the wild. We're going to put some stones around it, so it's really important the kids concentrate, stay on the stones, so they don't get snapped with those teeth. Now, something like this, you're not going to buy it on the shelf down at Bunnings, but if you go to the special orders desk and you say, I want a big green crocodile like the one Jason was talking about, well, crikey, they'll sell you one. Careful, careful, release.
The door to Amanda's studio is just so beautiful, and I know she loves it. So I'm giving it just a little bit of a makeover, nothing too dramatic, but it's going to bring out all of this gorgeous carved detail. I've given it a couple of coats of white paint, and now it's dry. I'm just using a fine to medium grade sandpaper just to go over these kind of highlighted raised areas. In the trade, this is known as boho chic. Now, the one thing I have inherited with this door is an extra door hole. I don't need it. So what I'm using is a little piece of off-cut fence paling, a bit of glue and some screws, and that will look like a rustic door plate. A shiny black door handle finishes the whole thing off. And speaking of doors, up goes the door jamb, ready for those beautiful French doors.
So I've been dividing my time between the pergola and Graham's veggie wall. But as a result, we're cutting it fine to get everything done before Amanda and Alan get back. So it's a good thing Big G hasn't been off admiring his trees. Gee, this has turned out a treat, mate. I'm loving the colours.
Oh, well, the colour's great. When it dries, it's much lighter. But these boxes are fantastic, nice and deep, plenty of space to grow things in. What do you got there?
Yeah, well, I'm ready for the bench seats, and for that, I'm sticking with the sleeper theme, but instead of going the treated pine, I'm using the hardwood. Gone over it with a planer, then a belt sander, around the edges with a router, and it's turned out a treat, don't you think?
I do, mate. These are going to last till the next century.
Definitely. Now, I'm just going to finish it off with a clear coat of oil, and these will really pop.
Beautiful. Now, I hate to push you, but what about my garden beds up the top? The little boxes.
Yeah, you'll be happy to know they're basically made. I'll just need a hand to put them up.
Oh, as soon as I finish this, I'll give you a hand.
We're almost there, mate. And to hold the sleepers in place, because it's down pressure, I don't have to use any fixings. I'm just using some liquid nails, and that will stop it from sliding back and forth. Oh, gee, this works a treat.
Don't get too comfortable there.
All right, all right. Now, these planter boxes do look fantastic, but to add a bit more character, I'm just putting on these recycled palings. And by the time G adds his plants, these things are going to be popping off the wall.
So Max and Scarlett, or Scarlett and Max, we're going to connect the two with a ramp or a bridge coming out here in an L shape. We'll put a post in here so it's nice and solid. Paint it black, you won't even notice it. It'll look like it's floating. Now, as these are, they're a little bit dangerous, but if we bury them about a third in the ground, they'll be fine. They can be really high steppers for the kids, or they can be somewhere where they sit down, eat things like watermelon and ice cream, and make as much mess as they like.
Amanda and Alan, well, they have so much going on in their lives, so I'm sure you'll appreciate that getting a hot, cooked meal on the table each night for them and the kids can be a little bit more of a chore than it is for most of us. So we've called in Airtasker once again to help us out. I put the call out on the Airtasker app for someone who can cook up a stack of pre-prepared meals and then deliver them to Amanda and Alan's place. Within moments, I'd found Chloe, told her what I needed, and a few hours later, she was in the kitchen with everything ready to go. Chloe, what a gem. This looks delicious.
Thank you.
What have we got here?
So we've got some Thai beef curry with turmeric spaghetti pasta, some fresh veggies, and also some fried rice for the family.
It just looks so fresh and so colourful. So this all goes into the freezer?
It does, yeah.
Wow, so each night all they need to do is pull it out, microwave, ready to go.
That's it.
It's so good. So how does this work? Can anybody organise food? Can they organise shopping or the full cooking service?
It's entirely up to them. I mean, usually we will organise the meals for them, go and purchase them, put them in the containers and then deliver it to their front door.
Gosh, it doesn't get any easier than that, does it? I think I might have to be rethinking this. Brilliant. Thank you so much. This is going to make the world of difference to everyday living for these guys. Thank you.
Not a problem.
Let's get them in the freezer.
Okay, outside we've made up valuable time and the pergola finish line is not too far off. Now we're ready for the roof so we can create some shape and finish this job off. Thanks, mate. In this kit form, you get a few options for your roof cover, and you can either go with polycarbonate or you can choose the tin. We've decided to go with the high-quality polycarbonate, which blocks out the maximum UV rays but still lets the light through. And we've chosen solar ice for the colour.
I love what councils are doing with their play areas these days, but one of the things I think that they lack is they put the plants well away from the garden area. And I know there's lots of wear and tear with hundreds of kids, but I like here how we've brought the garden in and around our play area. I like how this is still a sandpit, but it's not just a designated sandpit. You can walk through it, climb over the crock, and admire the plants, making it look more natural. Now, if you look at my plant selection, about 90% of it's native. This flowering ornamental prunus isn't, and this little glauca fescue isn't. This one's called Beyond Blue. It's South African, but we can claim it because it loves our conditions. We've got lamandra, crackerjack, coastal rosemary or restringer, kangaroo paw, and this one here, now make sure if you get it, it's called fountain grass or foxtail grass. It's the original green version of that burgundy one that we've been planting for a fair few years. Make sure it's the Australian native and not the South African one. The South African one self-seeds and it'll take over your whole backyard. But this one, it's a cracker. You cut it back at the end of winter and then going into spring, it just bursts to life with green and it's got those pom-poms on the end.
Now, Amanda loves her cooking, especially with chilies. So we're planting 3 different varieties, mild, medium, and this one here is basket of fire. That's hot. She's going to love it. Now, it's essential for Amanda to live a really healthy lifestyle. So that's when homegrown vegetables and herbs come into their own. Capsicums, beautiful basil at the back there, and golden marjoram right at the front.
By keeping this timber wall raw, it adds really great texture and contrast to the space. It's something that also will help to connect this area with the outdoor room. And by having this little section down here, just kind of broken up with little timber elements, it'll add fantastic storage and also a little bit of quirkiness for Amanda. A little bit of fun. Looks great on its own, but you know, if Amanda needs to actually hang clothes on it, it's practical too. Oh no. Beep, 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 beep. No more coming through the studio. New World Order. This way. Thank you. It's more like it.
Graham.
Mate.
Hey, this is turning out fantastic. What's going on the mesh?
Aha. Blueberries.
Look at that. That's great.
Max and Scarlett, they can come and sit here with their mum.
Yeah.
Pick fruit.
And eat it. I remember when I was younger, I used to pick blueberries and just eat them. It was fantastic.
Yeah, it is good.
Now I just eat them.
Yeah, yeah. Full of vitamin C.
Oh, this is amazing. How good is it? This will all intertwine into this mesh, obviously.
Yep. A lot of people get worried about growing blueberries, but you really don't need to prune them.
Pretty hardy?
Yeah, very hardy.
Yeah.
And the new varieties will grow in the warmer climates. You don't need cold climates.
Yeah.
So, you know, blueberries are a great backyard crop.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Awesome. Love it. I can't stop eating it.
Yeah, I noticed. Thank you very much.
Amanda's going to love all this fresh food on her doorstep.
How do you ever thank someone for something like that?
You don't. You just, you know, it's just speechless. You don't know what to do.
The kidney-shaped necklace Amanda wears is a reminder of the gift she's been given. Just who gave her that gift? Her very dear cousin, Claire.
Ah, you must be Claire.
Hello.
How you going? This is Adam.
Hello, Adam. Nice to meet you.
Big G.
Give you a hug.
How you going? You good?
Oh, Mel, thank you so much.
Hello, beautiful lady.
Oh, it's nice to meet you.
Thank you. You too.
Awesome. Welcome to the team. And you, of course, are the donor.
I am.
How incredible. What an amazing donation.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Can't help but notice Claire is wearing the same necklace as Amanda, a symbol of the connection they will always share.
Yes.
But on top of that, you are a paramedic.
I am.
You give 24/7 to your community. That's unbelievable.
Thank you. No.
We have heaps more ahead, and Claire's offered to help out. On the other side there, we've got some basil to put in, right next door to the tomato. Interestingly, it's a funny thing that this little plant next to the tomato is very likely the best combination. And if you plant basil with your tomatoes, or with your beans, or with your eggplants, you don't get any white fly.
Okay.
So it's another nice little organic combination. You've known each other since you were kids, cousins?
Yeah, we're first cousins. We come from a huge family on our dad's side. And we were about the closest in age, so we grew up together.
You have another connection, though, because you both lost a parent as youngsters.
Yeah, we did. My dad died in a car accident when I was 17. My brother was 14. And Mandy lost her dad to cancer a few years later. And so I guess through those circumstances, we've always had a little bit of a bond over that
Much
as well.
closer bond than just cousins.
Yeah.
What is it like when you sit down, wake up in the morning and you think, what have I done?
Sometimes I do think that, but I always think that little operation has how much it's helped Mandy and Alan and the kids, and it also makes me so amazed at our bodies and how I've recovered so well, and how that it's just made such a huge impact on their lives and a little impact on mine.
Yeah. It's like we were designed to maybe share.
I think so. Maybe that's why they gave us 2.
Yeah,
for sure.
maybe that's why they gave us 2.
Well, we've got the soft track, we've got the soft fall mulch, but we've got the original soft fall. The grass to go around the edges doesn't just dress up the garden, it's great for the kids to play on.
With a couple more quirky shelves, Amanda's studio is looking great. The only thing letting it down is the floor. Now, I'm just pre-warning you, it's not cut to size, so I just kind of want to line it up so we can start to trim it. It's just so practical. It's loose lay. You could glue it, but this one's loose lay. That's not bad.
Oh my gosh, that looks so great.
So happy. And look, connects.
This has come off a treat.
It's pretty, isn't it?
It's gorgeous.
It's like a little shop counter.
I love it. All your little buttons.
Yeah. There we go.
Now, are you doing any particular colour coordination
Yeah, so we're starting
here?
heavy jeans, lots of lights and whites going up to the darks, like you'd see it in a proper shop. She's been organised, got everything priced.
It's gorgeous.
Have the girls over, have little parties.
And the finishing touch.
A little lovely.
What garage?
This is the exciting part, Joe.
It is. It's absolutely brilliant. Look at these. Smashing. Look at these cushions, mate. Awesome.
What do you think, Joe? This just completes the set.
Mate. You've got a... That's better.
How fussy is it?
Beautiful.
You might think we're just making a garden, but when I look at that, I reckon we're making families' dreams come true and memories that'll last a lifetime.
Amanda's studio is going to be such a fun, creative space for us, so there's only one thing missing, and that's a name. There we go, all done. Studio swap, open for business.
We've really tried to bring the outside world right into Amanda's backyard. A place to play, to work, and to relax.
Guys, this is unreal.
Amazing.
Isn't it amazing?
Just looking out from that studio to all the way to the end of the backyard.
It's huge.
It's huge, but it's stunning.
Lots of sections. It goes 1, 2, 3, right into the backyard.
Do you have a favourite bit?
Well, for me, it would have to be this pergola. Just the way that it joins onto the garage and then just takes you out to this amazing backyard. How can you not like it?
This is exactly what they wanted.
Yeah.
Remember they said they just wanted a patio area where they could sit with the kids and entertain. This will be beyond their expectations, won't it?
A
Amazing.
couple of hurdles. What about for you, Hodgie?
I just reckon it was a great block of land, but it was hot, flat, dry, you know, and now every kid in the street's going to want to come and visit.
So inviting.
Yeah.
Seriously.
It doesn't look like high maintenance either.
No, it's good. It's easy to look after. In fact, it doesn't need to water it. It'll be great.
Well done, everyone. I mean, it's a beautiful family we're doing this for, but this is so exciting for them to see. I can't wait.
Here they come!
Hello, Amanda. How are you? How are you? You look beautiful. Oh, thank you. You look great too, Alan.
Oh, thank you, Connie Jo.
Are you ready for this? I don't know. Come on in. Okay, I'll tell you when to look up, but not for a while yet. So you're coming down. All right. Coming down. Okay, keep eyes closed.
Yeah,
keep eyes
close them down. Don't lead me into the puddle.
Okay, come over here. Just step towards here. All right, I'm just dragging it out now because I can. All right, ready? And you can open your eyes. Oh my God! Oh, really? Oh, wow! Oh my God!
Oh, you guys, this is incredible.
Wow!
When you were thinking of a patio out here before you left, was this something that you were thinking of doing?
Not this good.
I didn't think of anything.
Wow, this is amazing, guys.
This is amazing.
Thank you.
Well, Alan definitely could have done it by himself. Can you see behind the team? You have an entire... You tell them, Graham. It's all
Well,
your
you've got a
work.
beautiful hanging garden. Babylon was nothing like this. You've got fruits, you've got vegetables, you've got herbs, you've got colour, you've got flowers. all the nutrition that you're going to need.
Wow.
That is sensational. Well done.
The old garage has been transformed into a boutique swap shop for Amanda.
Oh, no way.
Oh, my goodness.
No way.
Amanda, this is for you. Your space, all for you.
All for me.
I noticed you got a few clothes in the house.
Oh, just a few.
Just a few. This is your play zone.
Wow. Wow. Oh, my goodness.
Is this our house?
Do you recognise that?
Yes. That's amazing.
So come behind. Be the lady of the shop.
Oh, wow.
Looks good on you, dear. Looks very nice.
Wow.
So you have loads of storage and there's lots of baskets and everything inside the cupboards. You're welcome to go and open and poke around if you want to have a look.
And obviously you have more hanging racks inside, but we thought we'd just kind of introduce the idea.
Yeah, no, it's amazing.
So, and look, I know that you mentioned the door, but I want to show you the other side because Tara sanded some of it back and it looks exquisite.
You know that boho chic that everyone's into at the moment, isn't it cute?
That's amazing. Yeah.
Well done.
And it ties back in with your timber. And
Now, speaking of fun zones, I think we better move outside, don't you?
Is there more?
I'm just going to see if you notice any changes.
Let's check it out. Thank you. I think so.
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Set, go.
And as an added surprise, many of Amanda and Alan's friends and family have joined us to share in this very special moment.
You can keep the crocodile. Danny comes with me.
That's a deal.
When it comes to Anzac Day, we'd love to see what we can do for one of our returned servicemen or servicewomen. We're about to meet David Trist, a true blue Aussie digger, and he's a sprightly 97 years of age.
Yes, he served in World War II and still to this day loves giving back to his community. Not to mention his incredible 73-year marriage to his beautiful wife, Betty.
Yeah, we have spoken to his family and they tell me he loves to garden. But as his time goes on, he's finding it a little bit tricky, so we're here to tweak his space so he can keep going.
Here they are. Hello, David. How are you?
Joanna.
This must be your beautiful daughter, Elizabeth.
Hello,
Joanna.
A young daughter, Elizabeth.
Well, I was going to say, you can't possibly be 97.
Yes. Yes.
You look amazing. Now, obviously, with Anzac Day just around the corner,
Yes.
I mean, well, you were in Papua New Guinea, weren't you?
Yes,
World War II?
in the Southwest Pacific also, over in the Solomon Islands and Nauru and a few other places. But after the war, I was secretary of our Infantry Brigade Association. I used to organise our marches in Sydney and carry the big banner. And now I'm the only one left.
Goodness me.
Last man standing.
How proud were you of your dad?
Very, very proud. We got to march with Dad a couple of times. Made us really proud to do that with Dad.
What do you reckon? Should we go look at the backyard?
Well, that'll be wonderful.
We'll send you boys out to look at it because we've got some more talking to do.
Okay.
This is my garden, which I don't do as much in as I used to. Got a few key plants. That orchid there was given to me by my granddaughter about 30 years ago.
Do you get out into the garden and use it much?
Well, I haven't been doing anything for a couple of months.
Okay.
And it's a bit of a mess at the moment.
Well, you've got some
and
nice
I can't
plants.
bend too well at the moment.
Okay, so no bending. And do you like a bit of colour I can see in the garden?
I like flowers.
Okay. Yeah. This bird's nest fern is absolutely incredible, isn't it?
Yes, it's a big one and it's a very old one. And it's so hardy.
Yeah.
And what about this pergola?
The pergola was built by my son-in-law and had a roof on it, which rotted.
And if they do any developments in the park, do you think some screening through there would be nice?
Yes, I think a bit of privacy would be excellent.
Okay. So I noticed you've got a bit of grass. Is that a nuisance to keep alive?
It's never been satisfactory as a putting green.
Right. Yeah, you want something a bit more low maintenance. I mean, you've
I
been
think
mowing
so.
that every week, so we can do something there for sure.
Yeah. What do we do at this stage, mate? We have a cup of tea or we get into it?
Why not?
Yeah, see, that's what I like. Is that the trick? That's the trick, isn't it? Hey, just piamo is what the Italians used
You
to
put
say.
the kettle on, I'm going to start moving stuff around, okay? All right.
We might as well take the opportunity to sit down.
Yes.
So how many years have your parents been in this home?
I believe 45 years. There were many, many family occasions around Christmas and birthdays.
Does the family talk about his war history? Do they understand what he did?
They do, because he is probably a little unusual compared to quite a lot of vets where he does enjoy telling the stories about it. He likes to show the photos, and he's been just remarkable the way he's kept up with all the fellows in his battalion and arranged these get-togethers.
Now these stepping stones are a bit of a tripping hazard for anyone, let alone a couple in their 90s, but I do see the practical reasons behind having them with this washing line. I do need to replace them though, so I think I'll go for something a little more solid. This garden has got a lot of really great plants in it. Don't worry, we're not throwing them out. They're all going out the front so we can sort them out, get the construction done, and then bring them back in.
All right? Nice. Hopefully the new one goes up just as easy as the old one came down. What do you think, Charlie? It's opened it up.
Yeah, it's nice, isn't it? It's so much bigger than I first thought.
It was deceiving because it was so overgrown.
Yeah, we are going to put a cover back on it, but it's going to be practical at least.
It will, nice and refreshed.
Yeah.
And what's the idea here with the barbecue?
Well, because we've got so many pots, they kind of need to be brought up to easy working height, don't they?
Yep.
This is completely redundant, so let's get rid of this.
Yep.
Maybe even one of those. I don't know if that's in the plan, but clad it over the top, make a nice potting bench.
Yeah, definitely, because it is a little bit high at this height.
For sure.
All right, the only problem is I am going to make some noise.
Well, that's like what you do most of the time, so I come with my earplugs.
You're prepared?
I'm prepared. I'm going to take this down.
All right.
Talk a little louder,
We're off to a great start, but there's still a lot of work to do on David's garden. And that's coming up.
Pavers.
All right.
You go up in that corner, Joe. We're leaving the washing line in the same location. It's the most practical because there's a path that comes from the house and it's the sunniest place in the whole garden. Now, I'm using a concrete paver. It's 40mm thick, but I've dug out 60mm to allow for our mud base. Now, this is a charcoal colour and that's going to be perfect because it's going to contrast with the green ground covers I'm going to surround it with, so it's going to be really visible. So when Betty comes along with her trolley, it's going to be nice and safe.
David mentioned earlier he doesn't mind getting rid of the old gates that are leading to the reserve. So Charlie's removed that fence and we've decided to replace it with a new screen just to create a little bit of privacy in the backyard. Now I've measured the area and the screens work out to be 5 screens, 810 long. I've cut them to size using some 70x35 treated pine. Everything's been painted, which means now we just need to assemble it. And to screw it together, I'll just be using a 100mm galvanised screw. To finish this off, I'm going to be using this eco screen. The best part about that is it's low maintenance. So the way it looks today is the way it'll look next year, and probably the year after that. The tip here is to cut it oversized. With the boards laid out for the spacing, well, it's going to be random. I'm starting with this 10mm packer and I'll be coming in 10mm top and bottom. And then when I cut these boards, I'll just cut it in from the frame a little bit. That way we have this shadow line that runs all the way around. Then I've got these different size blocks and I've numbered them. That way I can have the same pattern on each screen. How good does that look? The only thing will look better is once I get it in place. Haha, Charlie, you ready for me? What do you think of the screens?
That's nice.
Yeah,
I like
beautiful.
it.
Yeah. So we're going to utilise these screens for setting out these posts. Hopefully your measurements are right where you've dug the holes.
Well, hopefully yours are. You gave them to me, but yeah, okay.
Yeah, well, that's very true. He's always right, Charlie. So we're going to put these in between. Oh, sit this in here. And then we're going to clamp that up.
Okay.
And that means once that's clamped, we'll be able to concrete these posts in place. Right, so you got that step ladder?
Yeah, I'll go get it for you.
Right. Charlie? Charles? Charlie? Charles, I need to get back in, mate. There's work to be done. Yeah, I seem to be in a spot of bother.
So, David, as one of our incredible World War II vets, can you tell me a bit about your battalion? Because they were incredibly successful in terms of war, weren't they?
Yes, the battalion, the 58th, 59th Battalion, went up to New Guinea just after the Kokoda episode and fought at Salamoa and then up the Ramu Valley and then over to Bougainville. And the general in charge likened the battalion to the best one at Gallipoli. You know.
Wow.
So we were very proud of it.
What a huge honour.
But we had a lot of casualties. We had possibly 2/3 of our battalion were either killed or wounded.
You said the boys said to you that they're trying to raise a couple of the gardens, and one they wanted to do is a veggie garden.
Because of the fall I had and I hurt my back, I can't bend very well.
Yeah.
So I'm very interested in developing a garden in a raised garden.
Fantastic. So you're happy if we take a bit of a selection back and...
I'd love to.
I'll take this back. We'll go put it in the back of the car. How about that? We'll start
Can
with
I
this
carry
one.
that?
Are you sure?
I think I can carry it, yeah. Yeah.
Perfect. Well done. I'll shove that in there.
In this area of the garden, I thought it'd be really nice to have a bench seat so Betty and David could come out and enjoy the garden we're creating for them. What better than having a lovely spot underneath this magnificent advanced morea? Now, as it comes into the path, I'm going to keep that nice and wide, at least 1.2 metres. That way they can walk down hand in hand. Don't step on those pavers.
All right.
You go up in that corner, Joe.
Sheepers.
Ads, I need you about here.
I can do that.
I'm going to go here.
Right.
Oh.
There we go.
Bill and Ben, the flower pot men.
In the base of our raised planters, I'm using a product called REAG. Now, this is recycled bricks and concrete, so it's this great sustainable product that's going to add a fantastic layer of drainage. On top of that, a layer of geotextile, so our soil doesn't go and wash into the gaps. Now, I'm only having about 300 mils of soil. Because we're using an organic mix, it's going to break down quickly. I don't want David and Betty to have to come here and keep filling this up. I want them to enjoy the veggies.
So, David, apart from being a vet, you obviously have had many careers in your life, haven't you?
Yes. I learnt to be a wool classer and a pig farmer and, of course, a dairy farmer, as well as how to collect eggs and breed chickens. So that seemed to be my life.
Yeah.
The war broke out and said I went into the army.
And then you came back, you went into banking.
Into banking.
Been a couple of constants in your life. Obviously, one, your wife Betty, and
We've
the
been
second
married
one.
for 73 years.
That's amazing. And the second one is your passion for gardening, isn't it?
Yes.
Charlie had this great idea. He thought that maybe we could put some of your favourite pots and some of your favourite plants and incorporate it into the design of the back.
That'd be lovely.
Do you want to choose everything, or you're happy to let us just make a selection?
I'd rather leave it for you. I'd rather leave it for you.
You're the best.
Every new day is too sweet to throw away.
Just got these horizontal screens you can pick up off the shelf from the hardware store. We've painted them black, and the only thing to note is that these vertical pieces, we've lined them up so they go behind the studs in this frame.
Out here in the front garden, I thought it'd be really good to have a paved area for David's bins. That way he could wheel them in and out easily. But once we dug it out, we actually noticed that there was a pipe running through. Now, this runs all the way through to the downpipe. It's not connected. Of course, we're going to fix that up, but I've had to alter my design just to make this work. So I'm going to bring the pavers in from the edge, have a gravel band around the outside that's going to allow water in and access to the pipe in the future if it's ever needed.
And with all the screens in place, you can see how perfectly it all just flows. And for this potting bench, I've just made the frame out of 70 by 45 treated pine. And you can see that's a much more comfortable height to work with. And to hold this in place, I'm just using some masonry plugs again with some bugle screws. And for the top of this potting bench, we're using exactly the same material as we did on this screen, which means there's no maintenance and it's hard wearing. The only difference is this is the decking version. You can pick the colour, either brown or the darker. I'm going with the darker, I think it looks great. The old pergola didn't have any cover on it, and let's be honest, it was basically fallen down. So we've gotten rid of that, and we're going to be replacing it with this flat pack pergola that comes pre-finished, and it's aluminium. So it's going to be low maintenance, just like everything else we've used in this backyard. And this is going to be the perfect spot for David, Betty, and the family to sit back and relax. So now all I have to do is basically pull all these pieces out of the box and screw them together. You excited, boys? So this is going to be pretty easy, actually. A goes with A, B with B, C with Z. You really can't go wrong. What do you reckon, boys? I think you guys have this under control, so that's me done.
Uptown, downtown, the funk is on the move. Cartier and Louis V, they sure to set the mood.
Look at these, Charlie.
Oh, they look great. Oh my gosh, hang on one second.
We have so many. Oh, that looks amazing. I love what you did with that.
I'll backfill that in a minute.
Okay. Great thing about this for David, who is tall, is that he's not going to have to bend when he's out here tending to his veggie patch. It is. They'll love it. All for you.
More marigolds.
More marigolds. They're gorgeous.
Oh, wonderful. Now, I know David and Betty absolutely love their flowers, so I've gone for as many as I can, but keeping it simple to care for and long flowering. Things like these salvia and echinacea are perfect. I've also put a highlight of Veronica in the front of this garden bed, so as they walk down, sit and enjoy the garden, they can really enjoy the blooms. I love a lawn more than most people, but in some occasions, it's just not going to work. Perhaps you've got too much shade, you might have a big dog, or in this case, you just can't look after it. So a great alternative is this. This is Dichondra repens, or the kidney weed. This is going to spread really quickly to give us a lovely green lawn. The trick with it, though, is the establishing period. All these gaps, you need to keep the weeds out of those before this gets established. Then you'll have yourself a no-mow lawn.
This whole corner looks so gorgeous now. The shelves, this complements it, ties in all the different coloured timbers and the eco wood, and then you just get to hang all your tools again. So that's fun.
For our seating area and around the veggie patch, I'm just using Deco Granite. It's really cost effective, but it also lets the water in so it protects the mature trees around us. Super simple to go in, you just rake it out, compact it, and the job's done.
Wow.
Amazing.
So what do you think when you stand here? This is the old barbecue, which is now your potting station.
What do you think?
Oh, what do we think?
Hey?
We're speechless. I am.
No lawn.
So that's called Dichondra. So that's going to grow together as one big mat, and you're not going to have to mow it, but you're going to get a lovely green lawn.
Fantastic.
Beautiful.
What a great idea.
All the flowers we've selected here, they're going to flower for a really long period, and they're low maintenance. Past the lawn is a lovely veggie patch. We'll go down and have a look now, shall we?
Okay.
Yep, let's go and have a look.
Wow. Now, behind us, obviously, is your gorgeous family.
Oh, wow.
There's beautiful
hello.
Betty.
Hello, what a surprise.
What do you think, Pop?
Well, there's no lawn to mow. That's fantastic.
Absolutely. Well, you're an inspiration to us on so many levels, David. Obviously, longevity of the marriage, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
But it's what you have done for our country. So on behalf of all of us, we would like to say thank you. We've had an absolute ball, and we will see you next week with more Better Homes and Gardens. This is where we get to say goodbye, everyone. So bye.
Make it better, it won't take long. It's your world you wanna find.
Every day, the last post ceremony at the Australian War Memorial commemorates more than 102,000 Australians who have given their lives at war. Each ceremony tells a story, and on this occasion, it's the story of Lance Corporal Luke Nathan Gavin.
Lance Corporal Gavin lost his life serving in Afghanistan in 2011.
He was just 29. Luke left behind his wife Jackie and 3 children, Joshua, Holly and Olivia, and they were at the ceremony to honour his memory. Since his passing, Luke's family is still being cared for by Legacy, the organisation who look after the families of servicemen and women who have fallen. We'll hear all about their essential support a little later. But first, we'd like to help too, and Tara has a plan.
We've been told that Jacqueline's priority is to give her son's bedroom an update, and that is where I come in. Hello. Oh, hello. Oh, hello. Hello.
Hello.
Oh, nice to see you all. You must be Holly, Joshua, Olivia. Hello, Jacqueline.
Hello, how are you?
I think that there's a room that needs doing, right?
Correct.
Lead the way, Joshua. You guys have the day off school. How exciting. Show me, show me. Oh, wow. Well, it's not exactly huge, is it? What would you like to see in here?
I would like my walls to be painted again, just because this blue is really nice, but I think now it's like a blue that you'd sort of get if you were a bit younger, like a 6-year-old.
Yeah, and you're
So,
13 now.
yeah.
Hey, you're growing up. Now, I know that, Holly, your room's already been done by Jacqueline, so that's pretty awesome, isn't it? Do you like it?
Yeah, it's really cool.
What's the best thing about your room?
Probably the feature wall.
Yeah, so Mum's clever.
Yeah.
It's all going on in here. I just think we need to make it just, a little bit fresher. All right, so you two don't get off scot-free, so I'm going to get you guys to help clean out the room while I go and make a cup of tea with your mum. Sound good? Deal?
Go, have fun.
Yeah, no fights, all right? So what's on the other side of Josh's room? There's a lot of stuff in here.
Yeah, this was supposed to be the kids' lounge room. So originally, and it's pretty much become our dumping ground. Lately, it's been getting to me. So, I've held on to clothes that I might wear when I lose weight, or I've held on to toys, or a lot of the stuff I have held on to Luke's stuff.
Now, what we haven't told Jackie is we have more planned. How would you feel if we were to undertake this room as well?
I would be stoked.
Would you?
Yeah.
Would you really? And so we're sending the family to the Gold Coast. Should we do it?
Sounds good.
It's exciting. It's all going in a container, so Jackie can really think about what she wants and what she doesn't. You can't rush these things.
This one I'm going to put in the skip.
Oh, you want to get rid of that?
Yeah.
I love this. See? There you go.
It's very liberating just chucking it, isn't it?
So good. Now that's all done, Jackie and the kids are getting some well-earned R&R on the Gold Coast.
I'm enjoying my break so much. I feel so relaxed and awesome just lying around watching the kids swim while I just lie here and read my book.
What Jackie and the kids don't know is we have another big surprise in store. We're not stopping inside the house.
We also have some big plans for outside as well.
That's it. I'm going to bring this patio back to life.
But we've got a single mum, she's got her hands full. What are you going to do with the garden?
Something really simple, beautiful and low maintenance.
Look, it sounds great, but the most wonderful thing of all is Jackie has no idea we're doing this whole back area. Imagine how fun it's going to be when we can hand it back to her.
Nice.
So good.
Let the clear up begin.
Make yourself at home. Come on.
The plan for the patio area is to create a modular seating area and day bed, so it looks built in. We're also going to make planter boxes and put in a living green screen to create some privacy.
Now, while Adam and Jason get to work on the patio, Graham has a backyard to tame.
This is an old citrinus bottle brush, and unless you really look after them, you end up with all these woody capsules, no flowers. This one has really had it. And instead of looking at weeds from the patio, the family will be able to look out over a big garden bed. But first we've got to cut the grass and then we're going to lift it and replace it later. But there's a lot to do. Away you go.
As big as this space is, it's pretty messy. You've got the terracotta colour, then the border of the yellow, and there's the concrete slabs that we've got to work with as well. If I had to cover them all up and clad them either with another tile, paver or a deck, it'd blow our budget to smithereens. One 10-litre drum of paint, specific for the floors, water-based. It'll all be uniform, nice dark colour. You won't even notice it, but it'll look like a new dance floor.
Righto, our makeover on Jackie's home is well and truly underway.
How good is this? I mean, literally, the cavalry has arrived. Hello.
Hey.
Oh, hello.
All the way from Townsville, soldiers from Luke's battalion to RAR, including Sergeant Mark Tunnicliffe, Corporals Tom Roger and Mick Rogers, who served with Luke in Afghanistan, as well as Lance Corporal Brendan Schmidt and Private Andrew Greenwood.
The first job for our new garden recruits is to get rid of the turf out the back. These guys are fantastic. They never stop working.
Graham's going to be replacing some of the lawn later, but he's also putting in some garden bed.
Well, this is called link edge, and it's just the perfect edge, especially here, because once it's down, it's set and forget. We're just going to run the grass right up to it, and it'll keep the grass from invading into the garden bed.
So while the backyard progresses, I'm going to tackle Josh's room. Now, it's fairly small, but I have a plan to make it feel bigger. Can we take this out and move his bed, bless you, into this little section here, because that'll gain all of this extra floor space, which allows me to get the wardrobe over there and a desk and TV.
Looking at this, I can't see why I can't just strip the shelves. I'll take the jam out and you should be able to open it up.
It looks quite cosmetic, doesn't it?
Yeah. So you'll be right to do that?
Well, I reckon you're the man for the job, aren't you? Hey? It's all about getting the boys working today. The rumpus room is huge, so we're going to create zones. A TV and living area, storage all along the windows with room for bench seats, and on the other side, I found a hairdressing sign which has given me an idea. This is their zone, girls' zone,
all right.
hairdressing. So Olivia loves to do
salon.
hair.
I
Yeah, so
like
like
it.
mirrors and somewhere they can just put all of their stuff and it's just going to be really pretty. But first, there are a lot of different coloured bricks in this room. I think we need a cosmetic change. Good job. And for that wall-to-wall storage I was thinking about, well, we have our flat pack brigade. What does a normal day entail then if you're not doing this sort of stuff? What do you do?
Just what we're told, really.
Just what we're told. I love it. All right, drop and give me 10 flat packs.
Of course, this is all for Jackie, Joshua, Holly and Olivia, who was just 7 months old when Luke was killed in Afghanistan. Now, we're not changing the lounge room because front and centre is a very large reminder of their hero. And before Jackie and Co went on holiday, I caught up with her to find out how Luke is still such a huge part of their lives.
You actually get a sense that Luke is there and he's very present and he's, part of the family still.
Yeah.
That's obviously something that you was intentional to do.
Oh, definitely. I don't want the kids to forget. And as they get older, their memories aren't as sharp as they used to be. And Livy has no memories.
To me, it feels like you just had a great love story, you two.
Yeah. You know, I couldn't have asked for a better husband.
Since Luke's passing, Legacy has been an enormous support. If you're not aware of what this remarkable organisation does, then you couldn't get a better example than right here today. Help where it's needed. Legacy currently takes care of 65,000 war widows, Jackie included. And to do this, they rely on donations and volunteers.
Do you think most people understand just the enormity of what they do?
I don't think so. And I was pretty ignorant, to be honest. I had to do a lot of research and I was just blown away. They do, I mean, in this case, everything from help with school fees, computers, books, excursions. I know that they
sports
go
clubs,
and they go to functions,
computers,
moral support. It's just, I find it mind-blowing and quite humbling.
Do you know where the whole concept of legacy came from and the philosophy behind it?
I kind of know a little bit about the story. Where did it start?
So on the Western Front, in 1916, a soldier who was obviously in a fairly bad way said to one of his mates, listen, do me a favour, look after my wife, my missus and my kids. And that's basically what they've continued to do and they're still doing it 100 years on.
This is Eric. He's the Gavin family's legatee, the person who looks after them in particular. And he's become both friend and confidant.
So the role of the legatee is to be there for the family when needed. Someone that they can trust so that no matter whatever happens in their lives, they can confidently pick up a telephone and say, Eric, can you help me out or what do I do now? I think the big word there is trust and confidence.
Eric is like someone, like a shoulder you can lean on. Like, you can talk to him and he'll listen and then he'll give you feedback. And he's just around to help and I appreciate, like, he will go to the moon and back for anyone, I think.
The Gavin family are so grateful to Legacy. They do all they can in return to promote an organisation that has been keeping the promise for all these years.
He will always make me smile and my mum smile. It just brightens up our day.
For the soon-to-be multi-purpose area, Tara and I have started upcycling some of Jackie's old cupboards using wallpaper.
Time for the trim.
Yeah, this is good.
It's a cute little project.
Gives it a very professional finish. Ta-da! Now that's not bad for something that could have otherwise been thrown out.
So the plan for Jackie's back garden is to create easy care garden beds with screening plants, grasses and colour contrast in the shrubs. Aren't these loropetalums fantastic?
They're a beauty. You get the colour all year round with the foliage, but the flowers are spectacular.
Now, you'll see a lot of loropetalums around at your local garden centre or nursery, but this one is called Plum Gorgeous. A bit like you and me, mate.
Biggest, brightest pink flowers out of the lot.
Fantastic.
It feels like we're building the world's biggest day bedding modules, as per Hodges' drawing.
The boys have knocked up this one here. Now they're painting it. They're going to put a leg on it. And then Ads is going to make this one, which has got a backrest to it. So there's a bit more carpentry involved across the back.
Tom and Mick have helped us knock together this bed section, which is one long rectangle. And it's a good idea to get a coat of weather shield on it while it's at this stage of construction.
Meanwhile, Adam's building the frame of the adjoining lounge. It's basically just a series of individual frames which will be held together by the timber decking. So what made you want to jump in and help us today?
Yeah, it was pretty much just helping out Jackie. She's pretty much family to all of us, so any opportunity we get given to come down and give her a hand, do something nice for her, we're always happy to do that.
Now, I've got one question. This is the Bones. This isn't, it's just a really uncomfortable seat for 5 people.
Well, it could be an uncomfortable seat for 5 people, but it is a Bones. It'll be too heavy if we clat it out here, so we'll take it out the back. Now, let's see how well the patio furniture fits. Wonderful. Using plywood is a great cheap way to add the back and base of this chair.
Now, the reason why we can do it here is because the whole thing's going to be covered with cushions and pillows. If you want to go the extra expense of laying the same decking that we're going to do all the trim with, you can, but it'll cost you time and money.
That's it.
As we approach Anzac Day, we're also at the end of a 4-year national initiative remembering the First World War and the sacrifice of generations of Australians. The man driving this important national event is the director of the Australian War Memorial, Dr. Brendan Nelson. And he wants us to look beyond the statistics to stories like Luke's.
We saw you placing a poppy on Luke's name on the Roll of Honour.
Yeah.
The stories that you hear and the exposure that you get, how does it affect you personally?
It's very emotional. There's every single day at the Australian War Memorial, emotion is revealed in all sorts of ways. And on the 10th of November 2016, we told Luke's story. And Jackie and the 3 kids, Joshua, Holly and Olivia, were there. And we had the President of Hungary. And looking at Luke's photograph as his story's being read by one of the soldiers, his life, I could hear and feel the President's wife sobbing next to me. And then at the end of it, little Olivia goes up to her, wraps her arms around her legs and looks up at her face and says, "It's okay to cry. I cry about it a lot too."
Oh.
But that makes it all worthwhile. It makes it worthwhile in the sense that his life meant something to all of us. And as a result of what we're doing here, more Australians will know that this young Australian gave his life, he gave his all for us, and his wife gave her husband and their kids their father.
Thanks today, guys.
And that's why the camaraderie these mates from Townsville have shown us is so important. But there's still a lot of work to be done, and they've promised they'll be back tomorrow.
Great way to get home without worrying about the traffic.
Right? Nah, you're dreaming.
As promised, the 2 RAR from Townsville crew are back, but I still seem to be missing my sidekick.
Hope they brought Danny. Good morning, Danny. Morning, gentlemen. I'm getting into the hang of this now. Morning.
Out in the backyard, many hands make light work. Even Dr. Brendan Nelson from the Australian War Memorial is rolling up his sleeves and helping Graham plan out some weed lilies.
This is very important, isn't it, Graham?
Yeah, it just roughs it up a little bit because they grow so vigorously in the pots.
Yeah.
And you don't want the roots girdling around once they get in the ground.
Inside, we're doing what we can to add value to the rumpus room without spending a fortune. This section of the sunroom has walls that are actually made of metal, and while they're perfectly functional, they just don't look great. So I'm prettying them up with some of this timber panelling, which will go right along. To finish it off across the top, just a piece of timber, sat in place with a screw at either end. And on the other wall, the flat packs can be fitted into place. Okay, so now you can actually see what this has become. We've got a bar area in the middle between the cabinets. So what do you think, guys?
Looks great, Tara.
You like it?
Word spreads fast. Now we have even more helpers from Army HQ. We could get used to all this. In front of the patio, Graham's putting in another garden bed filled with a new take on an old favourite, gardenias.
These are a new variety, just on the market. Gardeners are going to love them, and so is Jackie, because the interesting thing is there's a whack of perfume on these plants. Look at them, they're all just full of flower.
Oh, gorgeous.
So she's going to love the perfume.
You know, we're really grateful to be here today, and it's part of that wider Army family. You know, so obviously when soldiers are killed overseas on deployment, it impacts directly on the family, but also the wider mates and and folk throughout the units, and this is essential for us to be able to give something back.
Eric and all our friends from Legacy are back to help. Maybe they've heard the old saying that an army marches on its stomach. This is Legacy all over. Volunteers doing what needs to be done.
Why are you all part of Legacy? Obviously for the money, I'm guessing?
Yeah, it definitely is. And as a matter of fact, last week our committee said that they're doubling our salary.
Okay.
And of course, double nothing is nothing.
It's nothing.
I also believe if you can do a good, positive thing for somebody else, if the rest of the world was like that, we'd have a wonderful world to live in.
Yeah, that's it.
Now, the Gavin's backyard didn't have a lot of greenery, except grass. But we're rapidly changing all that. Every garden needs at least one specimen tree, and this one's a beauty. It's a real cracker. It used to be known as Michelia, but in fact, they're all now magnolias, so you know the sort of group that it belongs to. It's a magical tree. The flowers, creamy green, and the most beautiful perfume.
Our surprise makeover for Jackie and her 3 children has involved an army of helpers, literally. Members of Townsville's 2RAR have thrown their might behind our operation for the family of their fallen hero, Luke Gavin.
In the rumpus room, we're using flat pack cubes to help define the separate spaces, as well as storage. They double as seating too. And if you wanted to, you could have that there.
Yeah, nice.
Or we could take that one off and actually leave that as a sitting area, like a cushion.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
What do you think?
Like that idea.
Okay, that's good. There are 16 windows in this sunroom, and let's face it, they're aluminium, they're not that pretty, and neither is the view of the rooftops outside. So I could have disguised the windows with blinds, but I reckon that would have closed in this space. So instead, my friends at SciAce have come up with this ace idea. Window film with plants that meander across it, so it's basically going to feel like a sunroom. So we've kind of got a few different panels and they're all reversed, so we won't have the exact same print on every window. Do you know, I think this would be an amazing idea if you maybe rented or you didn't want something permanent, you just wanted to kind of pretty up the view. Tell you what, I think Graham's going to be jealous. These plants need no watering, only washing. Gosh, you know what? Jacqueline thinks she's moved to the country. Love it.
All right, you go.
The rumpus area will be home to an entertainment hub with a lounge and TV. Adam's helping me set it all up, and in return, I thought you might like this little tip.
You're crazy.
So this is obviously optimal viewing distance from the television. But if you've ever wondered how high to put your TV, little tip. Okay, so what I need you to do is I need you to make a fist, straight down your arm. Okay, now aim it at the centre of the wall. Rub your tummy at the same time.
I don't know what the heck I'm doing here.
Okay, call me in. Where does this line up?
Where am I calling?
You've got to keep doing that. It's very important in this tip.
All right.
Now, tell me where your fist is ending up here on the wall. Can you see? Can you see where the mark is?
4 bricks down, bottom of the 4th brick.
Okay, perfect.
Charles, I still don't know. Why am I rubbing my tummy?
Just makes you look cute.
Oh, Tara!
That basically means it's a really good viewing height, much more comfortable for your eye. So, centre of our television will go here, so that's where we're going to hang it.
I like it. There you go. You learn something new every day.
As you can see, our army of helpers go by the motto, second to none. And that's certainly the case here in the garden. We're adding lots of colour, along with the most significant shrub of all, rosemary.
When I smell it, I think of 2 things, roast lamb and Anzac Day.
Yeah. Well, it's pretty true. It is amazing that a plant that goes back so many centuries is still used as a plant for remembrance.
So popular.
And because it's a backyard for kids as well, our friends from Jumpflex are providing a trampoline.
And we haven't forgotten about Joshua's room. Now that Adam has removed the old cupboard and created a new space for his bed, we can paint the room in Joshua's favourite colours. We're going with blue and white. Adam and the guys from 2RAR are getting the white on. I've chosen wash and wear matte, white on white. And for the blue, because I've chosen a few different shades of blue in this case, a lot of people ask, how do you choose colours that work well together? Well, here's one of my little secrets. If you head to the paint counter and ask for one of these, it's called a colour selector, you can actually choose your colours quite easily from them. So I've gone for the darkest shade here, which is the colour on the main feature wall of this area. Now I've come up on the same strip, a couple of shades lighter to oceanic, that's what's here. Now I could have gone all the way to the top for the softest colour, which is up there, but I thought it just looked a little bit like a baby blue in here. So I've come to the page before to a slightly more grey blue, which I think is much more sophisticated, more adult in this bedroom.
Out on the patio, the seating build continues. We've built the planter box to help green up the space, and that's coming together now. Once that's in, we'll clad it with some beautiful Australian black butt.
Perfect. You enjoying this?
Yeah, mate, I reckon I could do this for a living.
With the same hardwood, I'm cladding all the new and existing posts, which will make this patio look $1 million. Instead of a heavy-looking screen, I'm using galvanised wire in a diamond effect. This will be a much more subtle climbing frame. To work out my triangles, I just started in each corner. So I end up with an X like that. And then when that's in place, I can just measure parallel off each wire. For us, I've worked it out at 350 mil. Yes.
Look at what's been going on out here. This is amazing.
You like it?
I love this.
Yeah, it's cool, eh? Why are you sitting there?
All right.
Just hold this a bit taut for
What are
me.
we making here?
We're making a living screen, Tara. So basically, Jaycee's going to be planting some jasmine in here.
In these pots?
Yeah.
I
we
love
can just
that.
let it actually dry it.
Let's just see if this is comfy. Oh, cushionless, of course, at the moment. I love the perfect angle. This is
good.
great.
Yeah.
I guess the one thing that most people, if they were going to build it, would do incorrectly is to not allow for the thickness of the cushion.
Yeah.
So obviously, I'm a little short-legged, as you know.
Yeah.
But by the time the cushion's there,
Yeah, you're going to go down.
perfect. It's a total transformation.
Yeah, it is good.
They are so going to love this. You
They
know that,
will,
don't you?
Tara.
This is going to change their family life. We've sent Jackie and her kids away to the Gold Coast for a big break while we get our makeover done. Now remember, Jackie doesn't know about the patio or the backyard.
Hi. I appreciate it.
So it's going to be a massive surprise. But I think I'll just call them to see how they're going.
Hello, Jackie speaking.
Jacqueline, it's Tara.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you going?
I'm going great. I'm having the best time.
How are those kids?
They're wonderful. They're swimming at the moment. They're snorkeling. Yeah. Have the kids been there before? No, this is our first time, and it's probably the fanciest hotel we've ever stayed at. We've got a beautiful ocean view from our hotel room.
Yeah.
And they're very impressed by the food, so am I.
Oh, Jacqueline, I can't wait to see you guys. I know you're going to love it when you come home, but keep enjoying it for those last moments, and we'll look forward to seeing you soon.
Thank you so much.
It's all right.
Bye, take care.
Oh, I don't think they want to come home. They kind of do, but they don't, you know, holidays. So this is Jacqueline's office window, which actually looks out into the sunroom. So the plan is to put this mirror film onto the glass. That way she'll be able to see the kids when they're playing in the room, but they won't actually be able to see back the other way. What they will see is a nice reflection of themselves, which is perfect for the girls' hairdressing area. Right up to the top. Look at that. And for the rumpus room side of the one-way mirror, we've made a frame out of ply with holes to fill it with light.
Look at the stamina, he's still going, the young
Shut
man.
him out. Get
Look
rid
at
of
this,
him.
let's check out how this one-way mirror goes.
Get back!
No more
All right,
chase.
I'll jump in the middle, take the weight. Here you go, Joe. You get one down, and the boys can do them.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun.
Ta-da! We're also making a little dress-up area with soft, pretty curd just here at the side.
Okay. Oh, that's cute. I'm cutting it all off. Nail polish.
I can just see Holly and Olivia enjoying their hairdressing salon. Joe and I certainly are. Oh, seriously cute. I love it. It suits you.
Now we're out on the patio. To finish off the day bed, I'm just using a marine grey coating that's clear and won't change the colour of the timber. The thing I like most about this black butt, apart from the fact that it's an Australian hardwood, is the beautiful colour of it. And in this area where it's a bit shaded, you only get the morning sun, it works perfect because it brightens the space and works really well against the grey floor that Jason's painted.
Jackie's going to love the Star Jasmine, a wall of green filled with perfume. And we've replaced the old steps with one timber landing that fits in perfectly with what's here.
What do you think, mate?
Chase, I reckon this has worked out beautiful. Big difference.
Fantastic difference. Decluttered is one thing, but stunning to look at now.
Definitely. The wire, how good did that work out with your Jasmine?
Well, it's going to get better as that thickens up, and a bit of privacy, and green's better than roof, that's for sure. The cast iron plant gives us a bit of height, which defines this as a sunken lounge. So that level change, not that big step.
Not the big step.
Works really well. You know why they call it cast iron plant?
Why is that?
Because it's as tough as cast iron. You can't kill it. It's second only to mother-in-law's tongue for harshness.
There you go. Well, that's a plant I can keep alive.
And to finish off Joshua's room, we've assembled new shelving and created a little workstation. The furnishings are designed to tie in with this quilt, something that will always make Joshua feel that his dad is really near. But look at this.
At that.
So parts of his shirt's obviously football. Look, he's got his name here.
His badge.
One of the ladies in Queensland, after Luke passed, actually took a lot of his clothes and turned them all into quilts for the family.
I'm actually tearing up.
Yeah.
That is the most beautiful thing
Isn't
I've ever
it?
seen.
So the whole reason behind it is so that he can wrap his love around them.
Oh my God. Okay, that's a pretty special lady that's doing that. Do you want to just put it on the end of the bed?
I think so. It's a very, very, very special thing for Josh.
As you can tell, this family is very proud of Luke, Nathan, Gavin.
Just being his son is something I'm proud of. Like, whether he was here today or not, I'd be proud of being his son and having his name as my middle name and his last name as my last name. Something just to be proud of itself.
So the boys are decking it out in St George colours, of course.
Now we've got some Sir Walter from Lawn Solutions, and it really is a great solution for this backyard. You could have just done Graham's garden and this lawn and you would have changed their lives. Best thing about Sir Walter is low maintenance, so Jackie won't have to worry about the lawn too much. If she mows it every fortnight and feeds it going into spring, it'll look as good as this all year round.
Time to get everything dolled up for the big reveal. Jackie didn't know what to do with a table that Luke put a rather dubious finish on, so we've added a top and made it into a games table. Stop! No! You're such a stirrer.
This is absolutely amazing out here, guys.
Yeah. How good is it? Well done, mate. Yeah, beautiful.
I mean, Josh's room has come up an absolute treat.
Do you know he wanted a grown-up boy's room, somewhere where he can do his gaming and just hang out away from his sisters.
Well, you know what? We should stop talking about it. I should go get her.
Oh, yes. Awesome.
No pressure at all pulling up in front of your house.
How are you?
How are you?
Yeah, good, thanks.
Good. Hello, Josh. How are you? You
Good.
excited?
Yep.
Are you? What about you, Holly and Olivia? Are you pumped?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. You excited? Has it been strange having all these people in your house when you haven't been here?
Be the best, live your life, no regrets, yeah, just words. All you're doing is surviving. There's no way to make a living sometimes, and sometimes I get to overthinking.
Go for it. Oh, wow. Oh, whoa, Joshua. Oh, my God. It doesn't even look like the same room.
It's really good.
It doesn't even look like the same. Now he's not going to be falling through the wall. Oh, my God, Joshua, I'm so shocked. It doesn't even look like your room. So one happy young man?
Yep, definitely.
Excellent. You ready to go to the rumpus room / the dungeon storeroom? Okay, Okay, you're at the step in 2 more steps. Okay, at the door. Okay, are you ready? Okay, 3, 2, 1, open. Oh my God.
There's a lot more space than I think.
Oh, wow. Oh my
Straight in.
God.
Straight in.
Oh my God. Olivia. Oh my God.
And do you know what? There's another surprise over here. We open the little curtains. You got a dress-up corner.
Oh wow, Olivia, look.
So you know when you have your sleepovers and all the girls come over, you can play.
And I can even hide with you.
You can hide in there. Not very well, but you can.
That is brilliant.
Have a seat. So
comfy.
So here's the real surprise for Jackie and the kids. The patio area and backyard have undergone the biggest transformation of them all.
Oh my God. Wow. Oh my God. Look, we have a garden.
Hey, we finally have a garden. Don't cry. Stop being a baby.
So cool.
Come down, come down.
Ew.
Come and enjoy your space.
How are you?
Hi.
Proud of you. We love you all.
Oh my God, I can't believe you're all here.
Yeah.
Can't believe you guys came all the way down for this. Wow.
Okay, so there's somebody still missing from this gathering. He even has a new home. Yep, Dragon, the family's little dog. And doesn't he look pleased?
Well, Jackie, I've got to say, on behalf of our team, this has been something that we have really loved being able to do for you. And I hope that every single Australian this Anzac Day takes a moment out to actually think about our servicemen and servicewomen who sacrificed a huge amount, whether they be overseas or here in Australia, to make every single one of us feel safe and have the freedoms that we do have. So for you guys, thank you. To the soldiers, thank you so much for the effort and everything that you've done for us. To Legacy, oh my gosh, to just repeat what Dr. Nelson said, if anyone is holding a legacy bin, make a donation. You have actually seen firsthand the difference that it makes to thousands of Australians right across the country.
In my travels, I'm lucky enough to come across some incredibly inspiring local heroes. Well, here in Adelaide, we are about to meet one amazing little boy who I reckon has a heart as big as Australia. Since the age of 5, Cale has had a real passion for helping others. Now at 10, he's raised more than $15,000 for some of the world's poorest and most vulnerable children. So we thought, well, we'd give a little something back to him.
Hi.
Oh, hi! Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Oh my gosh, I've heard so much about you. So Cale, tell me about all of your charity work. What inspires you?
I started when I got some Christmas money. I was thinking about buying a toy for myself, but I decided to spend it on someone who really needed it. And I put tins in cafes.
How's the fundraising going?
It's going good. I've got a few more tins to go. Did a crazy dad day at my school, garage sales and all that. I want everyone to have like a roof over their head, food to eat, water to drink.
Just things we take for granted. And you've won awards as well, right?
Yeah, I won the Pride of Australia.
Now, I know you don't like having money spent on you. But I want to do something special for you, maybe in your bedroom. So what would you like in your room?
I want it to be a surprise, to be honest.
Really? I'll make it happen, just like you do. We'll make it happen, shall we? Deal?
Deal.
Deal. Alrighty, let's get this all emptied out. This is actually a very good bed frame. It's kind of not working in the configuration at the moment. So if we just adapt it and repurpose it, I'm sure Cale will appreciate the fact that we've used it again in the room. It saves a little bit of waste. Already it's looking better in here. Now we know the family rent, so painting the walls is not an option. We can't even screw anything to them. So the plan is to build an integrated timber unit that goes across these 3 walls. Now the bed will be relocated to the back area. He'll have a place to hang all of his gorgeous artwork, and under the window an integrated desk, so finally Cale will have somewhere quiet to do his work. I'll have to build this unit in sections. Now the first section will go behind the bed head. The timber I'm using is called Eco Ply. It not only looks good, but it's a sustainable product. Now there is one other thing that I want to add. It's a bit of fun. It's an organic twist, stick from the garden, and it just gets fixed on either side. The beauty of using such thick ply, it means that I can add shelves wherever I like. What I've just done here is just softened the edge with my jigsaw. Just finishing it off with a clear coat protects the timber and enhances the grain. It's a little bit like a jigsaw puzzle. One piece is going to connect with the other to make it self-standing. Look, it's a good job I had my wheat bix today, isn't it? Now, with the desk going in the interests of saving money and a little clever repurposing, if I take the lid off this stool, have a look how we're going to use it. As a shelf support underneath. There we go. Well, that's the bare bones done. With a bit of clever cutting, we've been able to bring Cale's old bed down to size, and I think you really will appreciate the fact that we haven't had to throw it away. We can incorporate it really well into his brand new bedroom. So what was that stick for? Well, a padded bed head, of course. To showcase some of Cale's gorgeous photography, a very kind local Adelaide company has pitched in and framed up some of these gorgeous prints. Now, they've put them under Perspex, so they're very safe. Ever enterprising, Cale's also organising exhibitions for his framed photos as well. Wow, now that's what I call a transformation. And I think Cale is in for a big surprise. Okay, Cale?
Oh my! I love it!
Looks bigger in here too, doesn't it?
Yeah. It's amazing.
That's awesome.
Do you recognise your bed?
Got a bit excited with the saw. Sorry, chopped the legs off. It looks better, doesn't it?
It's beautiful, Tara.
There is one other thing that I wanted to... You know how you raise money?
Yeah.
We all chucked in, so there's $150 towards your next fundraiser.
Thank you.
It's just the start, all right? It's just the start. You're just going to go on to do bigger and better things. You are amazing.
Thank you.
Jump on your bed. Come on, welcome home.
Some things from the 60s, like the Beatles, Johnny Cash, and my cool old ute, never lose their appeal.
A house, on the other hand, can date. That mission brown or orange glass look was hot back then, but it's pretty daggy now.
But the good news is you can transform it dead easy, and it's not as expensive as you think. Hey, guys.
Luke and Fiona have been in the house for a couple of years, but they would love our help to give the tired old front a facelift. At the moment, the garage door is basically your entrance. It's the first thing you see.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's right.
Don't you like the green?
Yeah, well, I was thinking of keeping the bottle cap glass, actually.
Oh yes, please.
Yeah. Very modern.
Fiona doesn't like those thorny bougainvilleas either.
They've got massive spikes on. We've got 2 little kids.
I think we might lose a couple of them at least, and might leave one, and I'll call it a nursery plant. So until the rest of the garden grows up, and then you might take that out in a year's time.
Okay, sounds
Excellent.
good.
What's inside the garage? Can we have a Captain Cook?
Sure. Oh, that's not too bad, actually.
It's good space.
I was expecting it to be all cluttered.
The best thing about it is it's indoors, so it's your department, not mine.
That means will you guys help me clear out?
Sure.
Absolutely. Fantastic. Awesome.
Now I just feel lonely.
Come on, get involved, Chase. Okay, so the plan here is to replace the garage door. The bottle top glass will go and the garage interior will get some TLC and much more storage too.
2 out of the 3 of the bougainvillea is going to come out, and we're going to plant them with something more appropriate. But before we get started, we've called in Dion Versoletti from Ray White Real Estate to do a pre-market inspection.
He's going to come back after we're done to see if our extra street appeal has added any value.
My initial impressions of this house was a little bit dated and a little bit drab. Street appeal is really important for a house. You only get one chance to make a good first impression. Doing a garage door makeover is a great option. You know, you tie that in with the gardens and a little bit of painting, and it just really lifts the frontage of the house.
Okay, so we're going to replace the roller door with something a little more contemporary. Luke and Fiona have a big range to choose from, and it's not really a DIY job, so we're going to call in the experts to swap it over.
So this is the main entranceway to the front door, which is over there, but because of these bougainvilleas, you can't see it. Now, as far as the bougainvilleas go, Well, when you step away from the roller door, this is pretty much all you can see. So I'm going to delete these two and leave this variegated one, which is the most manageable. When it comes to chopping out or pruning a bougainvillea, it's about the only time I'm a fan of wearing gloves. I've had plenty of wrestles with these over the years and I've never won one battle.
All right, the plan with this garage is to give it a freshen up, and I'm starting on the floors. I'm using an active clean, and that's going to get rid of any grease and dirt that's built up over the years. Once it's on, I'll leave it for about 10 minutes and then use a high pressure hose to wash it off.
Ads is just finishing up cleaning the garage floor, and you can see the necessity of this plumbing. Even though it's a DIY job and it's ugly, it works. So what I'm going to do is replace all of that with a pit. Now, all the water will flow into the pit and then get away through a new pipe, which will be hidden under the garden bed. It'll work better and look a lot better.
While I keep cleaning this floor, I thought I'd get the guys in from B&D so they can start measuring up for the new one, because obviously this green roller door, well, it's served its purpose. I want to paint this concrete, but you can see they've got a trowel finish. It's nice and smooth, which means the paint has nothing to bond to. So I'm going to etch the concrete, we'll roughen the surface, and problem solved. This old bottle cap glass has definitely served its purpose, and it's time to go. I'm going to be replacing it with some frosted glass. There's a few things you need to remember when you're working with this old glass. It isn't safety glass, so definitely tape it up. That way, if it cracks, hopefully it holds those big, large sections together. And also wear your PPE. So I've got my gloves and my glasses. And to give this garage a fresh new look, I'm painting the walls as well. But first, I'm just putting on this undercoat to make sure that all the bricks are sealed. The good thing about this one-step prep is you can use it on everything, from masonry to plasterboard, timber. Too easy. For the garage floor, I'm using a high-gloss, heavy-duty, hard-wearing paint. It's ideal for garages and driveways. You can park your car on it and it won't wear out. How good's this garage looking, mate?
It looks amazing.
You know how I'm a good bloke, Chase?
Yeah, no.
Well, you're going to think I'm a good bloke when I tell you this. See this heavy door?
Yeah.
The guys from B&D here, they're going to be taking it down. We just have to make sure that they do it right. So while the guys from B&D remove the old door, I'm going to take care of some new storage for inside the garage. So these flat pack shelves are going to work an absolute treat. The best part is there's no screws involved. Just a bit of a rubber mallet, whack it into place.
The old drainage worked, but it was an eyesore, so I'm going to replace it and make it look like a professional job. Now, this is just picking up water and throwing it to the other end of the garden. If I was connecting it to the stormwater, I'd have to get a licensed plumber to do this. Now, I'm just having a dry run here. Everything fits. Now what I need to do is, with the acetone, clean down all the PVC so the PVC glue can get a good bond between the two.
Installing a new garage door is not a DIY job. It's actually pretty technical, but you'd be amazed at how inexpensive it is for such a major change. The average cost is between $3,000 to $5,000, and that includes installation. So I reckon that's pretty good value. Finished already?
Yeah, finished already.
Tell you what, you didn't waste any time. That's fantastic. It's a little bit different to the old roller door that was here. Obviously, that served its purpose.
Yeah, the new facade and the look from the outside. It's insulated too to keep it nice and cool.
The installation, I mean, that's a great idea because realistically, this is the biggest door to your house, isn't it?
Yeah,
So a lot of heat would have been coming through, and it's on a hot summer's day, it's like a sweat box.
Definitely is, yeah.
But I gotta say, when I was walking in, I didn't hear much noise.
Oh no, it's so quiet. The new insulated doors and the belt motor.
Yeah, press that button for me,
so
mate.
quiet. Really
That's
good.
amazing. Fantastic. I tell you what, Rob, you always impress me, mate.
Mate, it's always a pleasure.
I put these abelias in about a dog apart. Now, it'll depend on the size of your dog and whether its tail's wagging or not. Now, I've only put a couple of plants in, but I want to explain it first. I've got the Gaimea lily. That's where I've spent a lot of my money. It's about $250 for this bad boy. And these ones here, well, they're Abelia cross grandiflora Francis Mason. Why did I say the botanical name? Because it was the first plant I ever learned at TAFE, and it's the last one I've remembered. What they'll do is either get up to the height of the existing bougainvilleas that were here, giving the front door and the house a bit of privacy. But if they like the idea of a low-set garden, they can cut them back once a year, keep them low and compact, and you have a beautiful flush of lime green growth.
Now, there's definitely not a shortage of storage in this garage, but a good little tip, if you do have shelving like this set up, just pin it back to the wall. That way, if you've got young kids and they try and climb up, it won't come tumbling down on top of them. Walls, mate. And a garage isn't complete without a workbench.
Now, when it comes to garden design, it's important that you take into account your lifestyle. Now, if you think about these guys, they've got a couple of toddlers, so a low-maintenance, easy-care garden is high on the priority list for busy young couples, and that's exactly what we've got here. There's a couple of native grasses. The first one is little con, it's this lime through here. They'll all clump up, mass out, you'll get no weeds, and then a dianella, which is variegated. Most things here don't even need pruning. The gardenias are radicans, so they're small and hug the ground. A good-looking garden that's easy to care for, I reckon it's a winner.
Okay, so we're all done. A new garage door and a much more welcoming garden being the first things you notice. But is that enough to add value to a home?
Now I've come back to seeing the house and the makeover that you've done with not only the little bit of painting and gardens, that incredible garage door, it has to have added at least $30,000 to $40,000.
Well, that's good news. Let's see if Luke and Fiona like what we've done. Just the finishing touches there, Jas?
Yeah, well, I ordered a pizza and he's got nowhere to come. Righto, guys, we're ready to show you.
They coming?
I got the 3 large hand pineapples.
Hey!
Wow, that's amazing.
Fantastic.
It's a new door.
That's fantastic.
Doesn't
guys.
it make a
Thank
difference?
You.
Wow.
Yes. Colour's great. Yeah.
The good news is it's not only the garage door, it's what's behind the door too. So do you want to have a look?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes, yes.
Wow.
Bit of a freshener.
Awesome.
Fantastic. Look at all
Yeah,
that
we've got
storage.
some serious storage, yeah, absolutely.
We really need that, especially with all the extra kid stuff, you know.
Yes,
Do
absolutely.
you really, really like it?
Really, really.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I did all of that. But that's not all. You've also got this fantastic new garden, which doesn't have the hooks of the bougainvilleas, just so the whole place wasn't exposed. I've left that. But everything else here is taken into account that you got 2 little kids, you're only going to get busy. Water it for the next month, and then pretty much it should look after itself.
It looks
Awesome.
fantastic. It looks brilliant.
So your drainage is sorted, you don't have to worry about ugly pipes there anymore. So which do you prefer, the garage or the garden?
There's a competition with this bloke.
I just like to win.
They complement each other.
Thanks very much.
Thank
you.
High five!
Yes. It was close. No,
We're getting better.
we are getting a lot better.